Saturday night, Canelo Alvarez successfully defended his undisputed super middleweight championship against a very tough, a very game Jaime Mungia. He gave Mungia his first professional loss. He's now at 43-0, but Canelo Alvarez did it again. His fourth straight win, and this one, he did it in a dominant fashion. He knocked down Mungia in the fourth round, and then from there on, it was pretty a one-sided fight from there. He won a unanimous decision. It was 117, 110, 116, 111, and 115, 112. That's how the judges saw this one play out. Canelo outlanded Mungia in total punches by 64. He had a 50% power punching rate that he landed, and he landed 44% of his overall punches thrown. That is Canelo. And he just was really, really incredible in this fight. He was calm, collected. He wasn't rushing the fact that in that fourth round, after that, when he wobbled or when he knocked down Mungia and then wobbled him later in the fight, he didn't necessarily push the pace. He was very smart in this fight. He didn't rush him and just throw a bunch of power punches all at once in the fifth and the sixth round after he knocked him down. He was more he was more smart in this fight and how he wanted to go through it, and it really just shows the evolution of Canelo Alvarez. Because yeah, this isn't the same fighter that we saw about 3 to 4 years ago when he was in his true prime. But still, he's only 33 years old, and he still is one of the greatest fighters in the world. And to me, a top three fighter right now, pound for pound. And there's not many guys in professional boxing right now that have the level of power that Canelo Alvarez possesses. It's really just an unbelievable talent that Canelo Alvarez is, and he's really one of the best boxers of all time. And I've thought this, and I've said this after this fight took place on Saturday night in Vegas. Every time Canelo Alvarez steps in that boxing ring, he puts on a show. He puts on an incredible performance. Out and lost to Dimitri Bivol a couple years ago, he still put on a good fight. It wasn't his best showing then, but we still saw a good one. Jaime Mungia was very competitive in this fight, and especially in the first couple rounds. I thought Jaime Mungia won two of the first three rounds. I thought he won the first and third round, but none of that matters, as we know. But as we look ahead of what's next, Canelo Alvarez has two of the biggest fights that he's ever had. He's had big fights in his past, but two of the best boxers in the world, two greats in David Benavidez, undefeated fighter, and Terrence Crawford, the undisputed welterweight champion. Both of those fights are in Canelo's future. And if I had to bet right now, I think both of those fights are going to happen in the next 2 years. It seems like Turki Al-Sheikh reported through ESPN that after the fight that he's working very hard to make a fight before the end of 2024 between Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. As we know, Crawford's moving up to 154 to fight Israel Madrimov in August. And if he wins that one, it's still a 14-pound difference, or it's still a 12-pound difference, as Canelo weighed in at 166 for this past fight. But maybe they meet in the middle. Maybe Canelo just jumps right up, or maybe Terrence Crawford jumps right up. That is to fight Canelo. Either way, if it's for Crawford's titles or if it's for Canelo's titles, that to me doesn't matter. That would be not only the biggest fight in boxing today, but would go down as one of the biggest mega boxing events that we have ever seen. So I really hope that Crawford versus Canelo happens. I don't know how it would work. I don't know if Crawford would fight his best at that big of a weight. That is still to be seen, and that's still an unknown fact right now. but the event would be massive. It would draw massive pay-per-view numbers wherever it takes place. So those are my thoughts. Either way, Canelo has some huge fights in his future, and he proved this past Saturday in Vegas on Cinco de Mayo weekend that he still is a top 5 pound for pound fighter in the world today.